took the time to get to know, think of the guy right now who's just nuts about you. You know who he is, and you put this motherfucker in the friend zone months ago, maybe years ago. He's been waiting around. You're smiling right now because you can think of him. You know his name. You know exactly who this dude is. He has been orbiting you for years, just waiting for that chance for you to get fucking drunk one night and for him to have a chance to go for the makeout, to go for the kill. You know the guy I'm talking about. If you got to really know that dude and gave him a chance, you'd be far more likely to get monogamy out of him than you would from a guy making $100K a year who's 6 feet tall. Just something to consider.
Yep.
If women wanted men to stop acting assertive, aggressive, more ambitious, then find the guy who you put in the friend zone and just fuck him, because you keep having sex with men, not you specifically, Megan, right, just women in general. You keep having sex with men who are assertive, aggressive, dominant, and ambitious. And so your children are assertive, aggressive, dominant, and ambitious. Those are the men rewarded the most with sex. The way you know when a guy has an attribute that is rewarded with sex, it's when women complain about that attribute. That's when you know that's the correct attribute. Men are entirely, all of our proclivities are shaped entirely. This is one of the things that Charles Darwin discovered in the 1860s. All of our proclivities are entirely shaped by the desires of women. We are the way we are because women kept fucking men like us for the last 200,000 years. That's the men who have the bigger upper body muscles, the men who were able to provide, to provision, to create fortifications, to protect her offspring. Those were the men who were rewarded with sexual access for the last 200,000 years. And now what's happened, unfortunately, is that women have gotten to the point where they have such an egalitarian nature. And by the way, I'm not against that at all. I think women should be able to vote. You're not getting any of that shit out of me. I'm saying what's happened is now we're at a situation because of Title IX where 60% of college enrollees are female. And in several places, in Scandinavian countries and certain municipalities in the United States, women outpace men as far as income. The pay wage gap is going to be flipped. For women who don't have children, I almost guarantee you the pay wage gap is going to flip in the other direction in the next decade. You're going to see women without children making more money on average than the average man in the next decade. And so the pay wage gap is also this victim mentality that women use with the pay wage gap. That's going to be gone in the next decade, completely gone. And so when that happens, what you should see is more women saying, you know what, I make more money. I can now date a man who makes less money. And we never see that. In Scandinavian countries like Norway and Sweden, when women make more money than the men, they want men who make even more money than them because it's this genetic proclivity. So women wanting men who make more money is the same proclivity as men not wanting to see another penis go into the mother of their children. It's the same. It's just a genetic proclivity. But when women have these preferences, they don't understand it comes from their genetics. But when men have the same ones, like jealousy, then it's like, well, no, your jealousy is based on immaturity. No, it isn't. My jealousy is not based on immaturity. It's based on natural selection and DNA. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, we drive that home a lot. Megan, like it's the same driving force.
You're not fucked.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
The same driving force that is telling men to spread their seed far and wide is the same biological driving force that tells women to settle down with your best top man and be monogamous to him and have kids with them. But only one of those is shamed, right? Only men are told to stop being knuckle dragging cavemen and control your urges and be a man about it. But it's the exact same urge that men have that women have. It's just the opposite. So, in lack of a better word, in lack of better terms, like our mating strategy are adversarial. Like essentially in a relationship, one person has to lose. Either the man has to commit to monogamy and he has to give up his proclivity to spread seed far and wide, or the woman has to essentially share her man to get provisioning, protection, and all those sorts of things. So, but I agree. You're certainly not screwed at all. I think it's a good question. I think you're asking the right questions. I think the tough part that women are sold these days is that you can have it all. You can go and work forever and you can make all this money and become incredibly educated. And then there's going to be this line of dudes out the door once you've gotten the promotion and once you spent 20 years as a VP at a bank or whatever. And you've got these rich, successful guys that are super impressed with your degrees and the money in your bank account, your accolades, when those guys are chasing after 20-year-olds that need to use a calculator to add, basic addition. Because that's not what guys really care about. They want women that are fit, feminine, fun, friendly, and that are adding value to their lives. And a lot of women aren't being told that. They're told, like, be bitchy, be hard to get, challenge him, step up and, make sure that you are pushing him to be better. the top shelf men out there don't need to be pushed to be better. Like guys that can get women, they don't need women telling them, hey, like you need to put the video games down, or are you going to go to work? Are you going to do your job today? They just do it because they know that they have to, because there's somebody else out there that's coming after the same pot of gold they're after. There's somebody else out there that's trying to get the same women that they're getting. So that's just what it comes down to. Victoria, you're making some faces during that. I want to get your thoughts. You're muted. There you go.
You guys kind of talk a lot about spreading your seed, and that's like your main thing. And I think it'd be more interesting to hear about like today rather than like your genetics.
But that's what I just said, right?
Like it should be like what your mentality is now, like today, not like what cavemen did.
Right. But the problem is you don't seem to recognize that your mentality is based on what your caveman ancestors did, and that's where your proclivities come from. It's just when you see those same proclivities in men, you think that they're immature. They're not immature. All of society is downstream from genetics. All of society is downstream from natural selection, and so that's why, like for instance, your desires for men, you think that they're natural and they just came to you from some ethereal spirit. No, they came to you because that is what your female ancestors desired in men. When it's in you, it doesn't feel weird. When you see it in us, then it feels weird, even though it comes from the exact same place. And when you're like, well, we're talking about the past or spreading your seed. I don't care about spreading. I don't have any kids. I'm not, that was never my discussion. My discussion was not about spreading my seed. My discussion was about me getting a woman pregnant and then finding out that child isn't mine. That's a big deal. Even today, that's a big deal. That's what my discussion was about. Not about trying to impregnate a ton of women.
But I did bring that up. But the point that I'm trying to make, though, is that the point that I'm trying to make is it's the same driver. It's not something that I control. It's subconscious. It's in every man. That's men look at women differently. Men have the biological imperative, the driver, and it's there. And like whether you choose to act on it or not is irrelevant. But it's the fact that it exists. It's the same biological imperative that exists in women. For them, women generally don't have the instinct to go out and be promiscuous. Like women know. It's the reason, there's this sexual liberation, this and that and the other, but women also know at their core and at their heart of hearts that promiscuity is not necessarily a positive thing, because the first insult that women use against each other, she's a whore, she's a slut, she's ran through, she's got a high body count, right? So the same things that women want generally for men is, I want to find one guy, I want him to be better than me, I want him to make more money, I want him to be tall, I want him to be strong, I want to be able to protect, provide, and ensure good paternity, I want to have good, healthy kids. That's all a biological evolutionary driver, right? So you saying like, oh, well, you guys need to not be cavemen. It's like, if I could say that to you, like, well, you need to not be a cave woman and want to settle down. You need to just settle with a dude that kind of sucks. You need to put away your old fashioned ideals. I'm not talking about you specifically, but I'm talking about women in general. It'd be like me saying, you need to put away these ideals where you want a man that can protect and provide, that's tall. It's just like, why do you want a man that's tall? Date a 5'2" guy. You can't help that you find tall men attractive. Just like I can't help that I want to impregnate a bunch of women, right? Like in layman's terms. Amen. It's the same biological driver. But the problem is only one side, men, are being shamed and told that they're wrong for even having these impulses. Whether they act on them or not is irrelevant, but the fact that we have them is a negative thing. And I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of pointing out the obvious, but it's not something that we're choosing to have. It's just the way that we're biologically driven. In any case.
Hey, Moff, Spencer, yeah. you guys, Spencer, I got to run. I have to coach my guys. I have like a bunch of clients in town. This has been a lot of fun. I'd love to come on here and do this again. This is it's pretty fun. Victoria, Megan, Ellen, if you guys are ever in Vegas, we'd love to have you on Access Vegas. We're doing it tomorrow night. You guys always welcome. We take you out to dinner afterwards, and any place you want to go to in Vegas, we'll hook you up. Okay.
I might be this weekend actually, so I'll let you know.
Beautiful. Well, please hit me up. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Michael, thanks.
Thank you,
Michael.
Bye.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.